Hello everybody, Jim here, and I'm still sort of sick, so sorry again about the stuffy nose. I realize this is late and likely to be short, but I promised a Prowler video, so you're getting a Prowler video whether you like it or not. You guys asked questions, and CIG chose not to answer, so I'm picking up the slack. And may God have mercy on your souls. Let's get started. Can we please have a QA for the Banu Merchantman? No. CIG only created the Merchantman as a way to torment people who want the Merchantman. It will never be finished, so there's no point in making a QA. Also, isn't this a QA about the Prowler? I imagine myself as a speck of dust landing on a speck of dust planet, floating in a vast empty space. What are the odds I'm ever going to cross paths with someone else? First, I think you should probably seek counseling. Second, this has nothing to do with the Prowler. In the far future, will there be a way to make organizations into commercial businesses? Did I mention that the Prowler has a point defense shield? All focus so far in development in ships is predominantly PvP-oriented. Will there be missions specific to info and cargo running or exploration in 2.6? My worry now is that Star Citizen is getting off track. PvP is okay, but I expect much more. Sure, but the Prowler has these neat air shields that keep air in but let bullets and soldiers out? Can I adopt a Tavaran? I like them. So close, but we're talking about the Prowler. What parts of the anniversary livestream were taken in engine? The parts with the Prowler. The new Cutlass? What size guns does it have? Smaller than the Prowler. Off topic. I removed it. Really? Thank you. Please can you explain the thoughts behind the Prowler, considering the ship is inspired by birds, yet they have never been known to prowl? Finally! Yes, I can explain that. First, the Prowler was a UEE designation given to the ship by the soldiers it terrorized. I doubt they took the time to debate semantics while Tavaran blew their airlocks and filed in like a wave of stormtroopers looking for Death Star plans, though that would make for a pretty good comedy sketch now that I think about it. Also, we all think of cats when we hear the word prowl, but you don't need to have 4 legs to prowl. If you move around all sneaky-like while looking for a cheeseburger in the middle of the night, technically you are prowling. Cats do it, birds do it, and apparently the Tavaran did it in spaceships. We were told ships needed for Squadron 42 would have priority over all other ships. Does that mean the Prowler will be in Squadron 42? We were told that the ships needed for Squadron 42 would be made flight-ready over all other ships. Concepting is something different. The Prowler will probably not be in Squadron 42. Why does the Prowler cost too much? Because the Prowler is a collector's item in-game and in real life. Rule of thumb, if it's made by Esperia, it will cost too much. Do you foresee any copyright issue regarding the Prowler looking so much like the dropship from Final Fantasy? Earlier this week, I just happened to see this ship while playing Crisis for another video I'm working on. I thought, that looks familiar. Then I read this question on the forums and saw this ship. Oh, I thought, that looks really familiar. Then I remembered birds and thought, oh, they all look like birds. That's why nobody's going to get sued. Heck, the Prowler even shares a stealth mechanic with owls. Just want to know if the Prowler can fit inside the Polaris hangar bay. No. What's the difference between loading a cheap Taurus with 50 armed men in suits so they have their own oxygen and having 16 men in the Prowler? Exactly 34 men. Aside from role-playing, what advantages do fully equipped soldiers standing in a Prowler have against loading any ship with lots of soldiers standing around? Several. First, the Prowler is designed with stealth in mind. It should move in fast and quiet. Second, you have to maneuver the Taurus close enough for everybody to jump onto the target without crashing into it. You'd have to get very close to make EVA possible for the troops, and the Prowler has something called gravlevs, which work like the pads on the bottom of Marty McFly's hoverboard, so they cushion the approach of the Prowler and allow it to skim along the surface of large ships with relative ease. Third, once you've gotten close to your goal, you need to find a way to stay there. The developers say that the Prowler should have the ability to latch onto another ship. In short, you could load more dudes onto a Taurus, but you'd probably be spotted on approach, you'd probably crash into the target, and you'd likely bounce off ineffectively when you did crash into it. That being said, for the price of the Prowler, you could get 3 Tauruses, and I bet at least one of them would get through. And finally, if I wanted to facilitate a Tavaran insurrection, would this be the ship of choice? First, why are you asking? And second, you could do worse. but it won't be much of an invasion because the Prowler can only carry 16 Tavaran. You'd probably do better with a Vandal Kingship. It can carry many more Tavaran. And that's all I can do for this week. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see another Prowler video with a more thorough explanation of what the ship actually does. Sorry again for the stuffy nose, and thank you all very much for watching. I will see you guys next time.